Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Flood. A crash on the intersection of Facina Street and Hilldale Road left two vehicles damaged and restricted traffic flow earlier today. As of now, the police have not released a statement on the crash that took place earlier this afternoon. The crash involved an SUV and a pickup truck, leaving debris scattered across the road. Police, firefighters, and an ambulance were on scene, as well as traffic being cut to one lane eastbound on Dawson Road and fully closed off at Facina Street. There is no update from police whether any injuries were reported, and the investigation behind the crash is ongoing. And tomorrow night's Thunder Bay City Council agenda is relatively thin, with few major topics being discussed. One item that will be mentioned is an Aldo Roberto request to stop the work-from-home pilot for city employees. The pilot program is slated to run until next June, but most staff will return to the office beginning November 22nd. In other business, Mayor Bill Morrow is looking to increase safety netting at all of the city-run arenas. The proactive measure would require a maximum of just over $136,000 based on a 2020 report. Administration is being asked to report back before January of 2022 on installation and funding sources. A new group in the Dryden area is looking for people to join them in their stand against a proposed underground nuclear waste repository in the Ignace area. The countdown to a decision on whether it will or will not happen in the region is ticking closer and closer. Adam Riley has the details.
This is not Canada's dream. NWMO keeps on saying this is Canada's dream. Yes.
For well over a decade, the Nuclear Waste Management Organization has been scouring areas of the province looking for a suitable location for an underground nuclear storage facility. Currently, there are two sites left in the running, South Bruce and Ignace. And over the years, various groups have voiced their concerns over the proposal. But now a local grassroots group, the Sunset Country Spirit Alliance in the Dryden area, is looking to add their voice to the discussion. Organizer Sylvia Green-Gannett was pleased with the turnout Wednesday, following a planning meeting the previous week.
So tonight, it was more like a town hall meeting, which we wanted to really hear from the residents and the people that came to the meeting about how they're feeling and what their concerns are, as well as our own.
Due to some technical issues, a slideshow and a documentary was unable to be shown to the crowd of almost 30 people, but it gave an opportunity for organizers to explain what they know of the NWMO's proposal and hear from the audience.
I've had these concerns, but when I mention it to friends, family, anybody, nobody even knows what's going on. You know, the knowledge isn't out there.
It really disturbs me. Hopefully some of these ideas that you guys have come up with here, that it'll help us maybe to get some more of this information out.
Discussions also included some concerns and issues with Dryden City Council moving into a Phase 2 agreement with the NWMO.
Roger Nesbitt and the mayor and 4 councillors said yes, they're going to go into Phase 2. Okay? Now the thing that's got Shane upset and it's got me upset, they went into Phase 2 with NWMO and they're going to have meetings and not tell us.
Green-Gannett is hopeful the SCSA will be able to expand its membership, raise money, hold walks to protest the NWMO's proposal, and invite experts in the fields of geology and nuclear waste to speak at events in Dryden. Adam Riley, TBT News.
The construction of the new playground at Centennial Park is officially underway. The playground redesign is a result of extensive public engagement that took place in 2019, where people had the chance to share their preferences on playground components, themes, materials, and color schemes. The $650,000 project will include an expanded playground primarily made of wood and natural materials, several pods with a variety of activities, as well as Thunder Bay's one and only zip line. Site work by the RJ Concrete and Construction is expected to be completed by the end of November, and the installation of the playground structures will take place next spring. City Parks planner Werner Schwartz says they're excited to offer kids a new outlet that they can enjoy.
Basically, hopefully a fun project and a fun place to go for kids, like in addition to playground. We have all the great trails and things like that. So, and the forest that kids can play and explore in unto itself without having to rely on play structures. And I think this sort of thing helps integrate those two play environments.
Shore says he hopes to see the playground open by May of 2022. Those visiting Centennial Park are asked to use extra caution and avoid the construction area if possible. And the McKellar Island Bird Observatory has completed its 8th year of migration monitoring. The 2021 season witnessed above average counts of a wide variety of birds passing through Thunder Bay. And among the visitors this fall was a rare species of bird only seen twice in the region over the last 30 years.
We have nice trails here. You can walk through and stop and talk to us at the banding station or continue through on your way.
For the better part of the decade, John and Maureen Woodcock have safely captured and released a countless number of birds at their observatory on McKellar Island. But last week, the co-founders banded a blue-winged warbler, an incredibly rare bird to the northwest region. John Woodcock says he had never seen one before, as records for the district indicate the last sighting of the bird was at Thunder Cape in 1998.
Just an amazing ending to this season. We finished banding on October 30th, and the last bird we caught this season was a blue-winged warbler. And it's a rare bird here. It's a common bird throughout the U.S. Mid-Southeast, but it's unusual to have one this far north, especially this far late in the season.
Did you get to see the warbler as
I didn't.
You didn't, eh?
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of incredible birds here.
The observatory captured, banded, and released 72 species of birds during the fall season, amounting to over 2,400 birds total. The blue-winged warbler was one of 5 species never banded before on McKellar Island. Although the banding season is now over, Maureen Woodcock is already looking forward to sharing the science behind migration monitoring with visitors next spring.
We are an educational facility. What we're wanting to promote is having young people have these birds in their hand and get excited about the science, and that to me is the most important thing.
The Lakehead Region Conservation Authority has installed several automated pay and display units at Mission Island Marsh and the Cascades to replace the old coin boxes. It's an effort to make it easier for visitors to pay for parking. The cost for parking at both locations is $5 a visit or $40 for an Explore Card parking pass that lasts a whole year. To avoid receiving a ticket, visitors must display their Explore Card or their printed receipt from the pay and display unit on their vehicle's dashboard. LRCA spokesperson Ryan Mackett wants to remind the public they are a nonprofit organization and the proceeds from parking fees are much needed to preserve these recreational lands.
All of the revenue generated from our coin boxes, our pay and display units, and our Explore Card sales go directly into the maintenance and upkeep of our conservation areas. So things like garbage removal, gas for the ride-on lawnmowers and the chainsaws, cleaning of the washroom facilities, any type of infrastructure upgrades, parking lots, all of that, snow removal. It's all paid for through our coin box revenue and our Explore Card sales.
Mackett also noted the pay and display units cannot accept paper bills or produce change, but they do accept credit cards and coins, and Debit Tap is on the way. The warmer fall temperatures this week are good news for golfers, as local courses are urging players to grab their clubs and take to the links. Several greens across the city will remain active during November, and some even hope to stay open longer. Mitchell Ringos has more.
Usually November reminds people that snow is on the way, but this year some golf courses are throwing that thought to the side, staying open and letting golfers get on the green well into November. The city courses are currently closed, but some golf courses like Dragon Hills and Emerald Greens are still open. With these courses running into November, they have seen a huge increase in golfers coming to book. Emerald Greens employee Mary Wenzel says opening early and closing late has been a great decision for the course.
With it being so nice out, I think we've for sure had some more people come out with the great weather, and with all the other courses closing, we wanted to be one of the last few just to let those last couple people get out here before the season's done.
And for Dragon Hills owner Michael Komar, staying open is great news to have people coming out and enjoying life on the course, especially with how crazy life has been over the past 2 years for Dragon Hills. Komar says booking times have been fully packed for days, and they're constantly getting more requests for tee times.
We get a lot of people from the city courses and stuff and checking out the course, and we've been lucky. Like the course is in fantastic shape this year, and even last year. But this year has been probably the best we've had in 15 years.
With it being such a beautiful day, we asked local golfers what it meant to still be on the golf course in November.
Being able to play in November the 7th in weather that doesn't require you to wear about 16 layers, really fantastic.
Oh, last time I golfed in November was in Ireland 3 years ago, but we drove all the way up from Nipigon for this today.
Well, you know what? You try and take as much advantage of it as you can. And last year we golfed on November 6th, so this year we're on the 7th, so we broke last year's records.
You can't complain. The weather, I mean, it could be snowing next week, so we're taking full advantage of it. Yeah.
We're excited to be out. Unfortunately, we have a pretty short season here, so try and squeak out every last drop.
If you're looking to golf later into November, you might be in luck, as Emerald Greens is planning to stay open until Tuesday, depending on the weather. While here at Dragon Hills, they have plans to stay open until Thursday and potentially go into next week, but that all depends on how the weather holds up. Mitchell Ringos, TBT News.
Join now with Kurt Black. Kurt, didn't look like that putt went in for Mitchell, but the form was good at least. Thunderwolves, though, they were in action this weekend as well.
Yeah, and you know what? Their form wasn't so good to start the week as they dropped games 1 and 2 against the York Lions, but they were hoping third time would be the charm on Saturday night. We'll have the highlights right after the break.